In this video, I want to show you how you can go about measuring value and success in your coaching program. Because obviously you need to know whether you've done a good job or not and whether your client is getting value for his or her money. Now, of course, this is easy if you're a sports coach. More wins than losses equals success. And if you've got a cabinet full of trophies too, well, that's physical proof that you're up to the job. But in business coaching, it's not quite as simple. Sure, there may be an increase in the bottom line, but can it all be down to your efforts? And increased ROI is probably not the best way to measure business coaching. A better measure is how much more engaged as a leader or a manager the client perceives himself to be, or how much more engaged as an entrepreneur if you're coaching someone in a small business. Do they feel that they are better at what they're doing? Do they have more confidence? Do they feel that their abilities are being honed to a better degree than they were before the coaching started? Those are the sort of things that you should use to measure when you're doing business coaching. Now, measuring the success of life coaching is even more difficult. How can you assess someone's happiness and fulfillment? Well, a good way is to assess improvements in the individual's physical health, their stress levels, their weight and diet, and so on. How clear is the person on their personal legacy, their meaning, purpose, their life vision, and their values compared to how they were before the start of the coaching? And these are the key factors in determining whether your coaching efforts have been successful. Do they feel happier in their own skin? Do they have more confidence? Do they feel that they can go out and attain the goals that they've set for themselves? Those are the sort of things. It's hard to quantify in terms, but if they feel better, then you've done a good job, basically. Now, a post-coaching survey is probably the best way to quantify the effectiveness of the coaching. First of all, you want to ask, were the client's objectives met? If not, why not? And if so, is the client completely satisfied? Are they completely satisfied? And the word there is completely. Are there any things that perhaps they're not quite sure about? If so, then you need to really nail those and find out perhaps where you as a coach perhaps didn't do as good a job as the client would have liked. And of course, the main thing, would they recommend your services to somebody else? Because if they are completely satisfied with what you've done, then they'll be more than happy to recommend your services to somebody else who finds themselves in the similar sort of position to the one they were before they engaged your services. And these can apply across the board to both business coaching and life coaching as well. Having mile markers along the way is a good and effective method of measuring value and success. Because if you hit the targets along the way, then there's a good chance that the overall result is going to be a positive one. And if you can prove you've done all that's been asked of you, and you've kept your promises and over-delivered, then your client is more likely to be satisfied than dissatisfied. Of course, some people are never satisfied, and you must deal with that in the same way as any other business would. But generally, after you've been coaching for a while, you'll be able to work out exactly how people think, how people perceive the value of the services you provide. And I wish you every success.